them right into the same survey the homeowner filled out, and they can verify the answers, make sure the homeowner understood the questions that were being asked. They can continue on through the survey, and once they get to the end of the homeowner piece of it, they're presented with this screen. This screen actually goes through, the system goes through, makes sure all the questions were answered. If any of the questions were not answered, it would have shown up in red here, and the CSR would have to go back, get into that section by clicking one of those hyperlink buttons, and ask that question to make sure all the questions have been answered. Once they're done, they click the continue button or complete button at the bottom, and they're taken to the utility release form, where they can fill out the utility company information and account information for the homeowner. This actually gets put on the homeowner's access into the system, because homeowner will get an email saying, hey, thanks for choosing us. Here's where you can sign in and watch the progress of your project. And when they go in, they'll see that they have a utility release form. They can print it out and sign it, or they can have the CSR click the button. They can say, yeah, I agree, I'm going to let you do this, and they click that out. So we finalized the homeowner questionnaire, and that created our request for pricing that's going to go out to contractors who do energy audits. And the contractors are going to respond to the request for pricing. So what are they looking at? Well, once again, that's the accounting department, as we said. Now you'll see this is Henry's Energy Testing Company. This is a subcontractor to Edgar's Energy Improvements, is who we were just a minute ago. And so they go out and look, and the accounting department says, I wanted to get some work for my crews. I need to get work for my crews, so they click on crew accounting. When they do that, they see the different proposals, or they see this menu of proposals that they may or may not have responded to yet. And so we can see they have some open RFPs that they have not responded to. You click on that hyperlink, and it takes them into a screen that's showing them all the different requests for pricing that are available. And on that request for pricing screen, there is a hyperlink into the actual RFP itself. The RFP looks something like this. It's a request for price for labor. The important things on here are that the contractor needs to fill out how many days it's going to take them to do the work that they are contracting to do. This is important because the system is going to generate a schedule, and if you don't give yourself enough time to get your work done, then there's going to be another contractor coming in on your heels, and they're going to want that, they're going to take over, and you're going to delay them if you're not careful. So make sure you give them enough days to finish your work, and if you take too long, you may not get chosen. So you kind of have to be careful there. You're going to fill in the pricing based on the unit of measure that's in the unit of measure column. And you'll see at the bottom center there, there's some blue hyperlinks. Those are hyperlinks that take you into the survey that the homeowner filled out, so you can see the answers to the questions yourself, and you can see how many furnaces they have, and you can see if they're using natural gas to heat their house, so you know you have to do a combustion safety test, and you can see how many attics you're going to have to crawl through, and all of that good stuff. So you look at that information, and then the second link is a link that is based on the Energy Improvement Project Manager who has asked you to respond to this RFP. What are their quality requirements? So what are they expecting that you're going to do when you respond to this RFP? So as a contractor, it's a good idea to look at both of those links and make sure you know exactly what you're agreeing to do before you agree to it. Once you agree, you click the bottom button, which is the Submit RFP response, RFQ response. When you see you see all these blanks in here, you think, well, there must be a better way, so I don't have to go through and put the same pricing in over and over and over again. Well, yeah, we've thought of that too. That's called auto bidding. In the auto bidding area, it's the accounting again. You're going to get into the crew accounting, but it's the crew costing submenu. And the crew costing submenu, you can see it says auto bidder. You pick which county you want to price out and what trade you want to price out. And you click the select button, and that brings up a screen that looks very much like this. So in this case, we're still on the energy auditor, so this will bring up the pricing for the energy auditor. We chose BPI Certified Auditor in Cass County, Missouri. Now, why do you have to do pricing for every county that you work in? Well, some of these counties might be further away, and you might be paying time and mileage to your people, so you might want to charge a little more for that audit. Your pricing but depending on how far away you go, may change. So this is how you get travel time and that kind of thing put into your pricing. Basically, you click on one of the blue hyperlinks, and that brings you into a screen that shows for that item that might be requested for me to price, I'm going to fill out how much I'm going to charge, and I'm going to agree to the information about that item, what exactly that is. I'm going to agree that this is the work I'm going to perform for this price. On the left-hand side of that, there's also a place you can fill in, and that's your internal accounting information. If you have an account that you put your income from this type of work into, that could tie to your QuickBooks and things like that. So that's for the contractors' use. They can put whatever account number in there they want to. Now, you may think, okay, that auto bidding is really cool. How do I know that I'm eligible to bid in all the counties I work in and for all the trades that I perform? That's where you come in here. We're now talking about the master user, because if there's anybody who's going to sign their company up to do work and work in certain places, it's got to be the boss. You know, who says, this is the kind of work we do and this is where we're going to do it. So the master user actually comes in to do this piece. They click on their admin button, and then they click on crew areas and trades. And if you're new to the Retrofit Exchange, this is one of the first places you want to go, one of the first things you want to do, because this is how you get work. On the right-hand side there, you see a drop-down box, and then it says Add Trade. You want to drop down that box and make sure that every trade that you perform is added to your list of trades. In the center, you see service areas. This is where you can add the different service areas that you work, county by county, within each state that you work in. And then at the bottom is actually a mapping. That's a trade to service area mapping. So let's say you're an HVAC contractor and you don't yet have your license in Johnson County. You don't want to get any work from Johnson County for HVAC, but you have a license in Jackson County. So you can click the Jackson County click to add, and that ties that trade to that county, and you'll start getting bids for that work. As soon as you get your license in Johnson County, you can come back here and click that one too and add it in. Okay, how do we get paid? We saw how to get work. Now we just need to see how to get paid. Another master user permission screen in the Retrofit Exchange on the admin is the crew payments submenu. And all that is putting in your bank routing number and your bank account number. If once that information is in there, then the Retrofit Exchange can do ACH transactions into your bank account once you've finished the work and it's been approved by the contractor you're working for. Then the money will just come right into your bank account. You don't have to run down and pick up a check. If you're a trade contractor and you want to get a little more work, you may decide to offer terms to your customers instead of making them pay you immediately. You might want to give them some terms and allow them to have a credit line with you. The way you do that is you set up a program. So you click on the program menu in the top screen. That opens up that programs box in the center, and there's a hyperlink that says Add New Program. So you click Add New Program, and you'll see that there's a lot of different boxes to fill in because there's a lot of different kinds of programs that you might be setting up. If you have a program where you're going to, for a limited time, offer all your customers who decide to replace at least one window $20 off, you can have a consumer funding program that's going to give consumers some funding. Or a marketing program could be your terms that you're going to offer to your contractors. All the fields have these little blue question marks, or white question marks in a blue circle, I guess, next to them that will give you more information if you hover over them. When you get to the bottom of the Setup Program screen, you're going to see some more drop-downs, and one of them is, if someone signs up for my program, what do I want them to show me? And this gives you permission, and they're giving you permission by requesting to be part of your program to see what projects they're working on. And you can either say, I need to see all the projects you're working on, or I just want to see the projects that you actually are doing with me, which is the program participants, or I don't really care to look at your projects, I have enough of my own, thank you. So you choose one of those. And then, what kind of a program is this? And you'll see the top one there is credit line. I'm offering a credit line to my contractors, or I'm giving rebates by projects, and this can be an instant rebate or maybe it's a reimbursement type rebate, which is more of what we see in our industry. So those are some of the buttons to be aware of when you're setting up your program. Now, Edgar, back to Edgar, because if our auditor company has set up a program and Edgar wants to apply to that, that's another admin thing. The master user needs to decide, yeah, I'm going to apply to these different programs and I'm going to request terms and I'm going to try to get financing. So then the admin screen on the right-hand side, there's a hyperlink that's the program participation request. When you click on that, you're going to see a list of all the available programs that are out there. And they have hyperlinks to get more details about the program. And they have a list on the right-hand side of what areas those programs run in, because some programs are very location-specific. When you click the hyperlink to look at the program, then you'll see a form that looks something like this. If there are documents in addition to what's just shown on the screen, you'll see a little magnifying glass, and when you click on that, you can see the specifics about that program. When you respond, you've got a box there that you can put notes in, so you can explain why you're responding to this program, what you want to do, how wonderful you are, and they should accept you, and then you click the Save button. Now, if you have a program, you want to see who's applied to it, then you click on the Programs button again. Let's see if I circled that. Oh, nope. And you click on Review Participation Requests. And you'll see there's pending program participation requests. You can click on the hyperlink for who's pending, and you can select whether you're going to reject them or approve them, and if they're giving them a credit line, how much of a credit line you're giving them. So you may allow your contractors to have terms up to $10,000, but you've got a new one, you're not really sure that you don't want to give them the full credit line. I only want to give them $2,500 to float, so I'm going to limit this one person to $2,500. You can do that. If you do choose to reject them, you want to put some rejection notes in the box so you can remember why you're rejecting them. So we've responded to our request for pricing, and we've figured out some things along the way there of programs and how we can get more work and how we get paid. Our accounting department now reviews those requests for pricing and awards the job. Once again, that's our accounting manager. They click on the accounting, what does it say? You're going to have to help me. Project accounting, yes, that's right, because instead of trying to get work for our crews now, which was the crew accounting, we're actually trying to account for our project. So we are now managing the project. We're going to go into project accounting, and we're going to select the homeowner and the address for the project that we are working on, and that brings up this screen. You can see here that we have, well, we also need to click on, the RFP responses. You can see here that we have received some responses to our energy audit RFPs, and the way we can view those is just to click on the blue hyperlink that shows the responses we've gotten, and we get a screen that looks like this. And you see some of those have a red question mark in there. If you click on the red question mark, that means that the contractor who is responding to the RFPs has a question for you as the Energy Improvement Project Manager. You can click on that, read their question, reply to it, make sure that you have everything understood before you award the job to them. When you decide, if you want to see the details of their RFP response, then you click on the dollar amount that they've input, and that gives you detail there of exactly how much they're charging you for each of the different parts and their responses to your request for pricing. When you've decided who you like and which response you want to accept, you click the blue award button, and that awards the project to them, tells them, save the date. I'm planning to hire you as long as the homeowner still continues to move forward.